So let's talk really quick about Library of Congress call numbers and how they work. The Library of Congress call numbers are a part of the Library of Congress classification system. If you've used a library, like a high school library or a public library in the United States before, you were probably used to the Dewey Decimal System. It's pretty similar, but it is a little bit different. This is the classification system that our actual Library of Congress uses. It's the library for our Congress people. So they help our congressional members do research when they write laws. It's also where our copyright office is in the United States. But then one of the other jobs of the Library of Congress is to collect 2 of every book published in the United States. And because of that, they have a lot of books and they have to have a very robust classification system for finding those books. Academic libraries also tend to have quite a few books. Here at ZSR, we have about 1 million books in print. The Library of Congress classification system is alphanumeric. So you'll see over on the right-hand side of the screen that every letter correlates to a specific subject area. And that's kind of nice because when you go out into the stacks and you're looking for a specific book, books on a similar topic or like on the same topic as the one that you're researching are actually going to be right next to the book that you went to go look at. So it's actually really helpful to go into the stacks and see other books on your topic right next to it. All right, so the part that tends to give people the most anxiety is actually locating books in the stacks, and I totally wish that we could do this in real life, but I am going to talk about how to read a call number. And really the big secret is like if people get stuck and lost in the stacks, they get stuck on the second line there. So most people get like BV, so like that's alphabetical, like BA comes before BB, comes before BC. But that second line where it says 4501, that is actually read like a whole number. And so if people are getting lost in the stacks, it's because they're looking for like BV 4500, but they're really in the BV 45s or the BV 450s. And they need to be like 2 or 3 bookshelves over. Okay, that's like really the big one where people get lost. The next line, .v, is actually the first letter of the author's last name. And then that .v58, like that whole thing is read like a decimal number, which if you like crank your brain back to elementary school, reading a decimal number is a little bit different than reading a whole number. I think I put an example of that over here on the right. With number 2 and number 3, even though .z77, like you might think that would come after .z8, you would kind of like add a 0 after the 8. So it's really like .z80 in a way, even though like with the BV 45s, like that's read like a whole number. So that comes before BV 450 and BV 4500. If I just confused you, don't worry too much about it. There will be a question to put call numbers in order on the activity, but I'm not going to like take off points if you don't get it right.